What's up, ladies and gents? This is Cute Fuzzy Weasel, Pro Jared, Some Ordinary Gamers, Mutahar here, and I'm back with another rant video where I didn't sell a goddamn thing on the market. That sucks. And before I start, check this out. I changed my Final Fantasy XIV character's face and hair, got him a new weapon, new armor. Looks pretty cool, right? Yeah. And here's the helmet. See? Pretty godlike. Dragon Lancer. But I kind of like to keep the helmet off. Just makes me look more important without a helmet. So, anyway, rant video time. As you heard in my last rant video, my main job that I do at Kroger is getting carts from the lot and bringing them inside, and that's what I was doing today. And it seemed like any other day, as in I was doing most of the work myself because we're understaffed and we barely have enough staff to make the store work as it is. Definitely doesn't help that people constantly call out for bullshit, and they can call out just fine, but when I try and call out when I'm legit sick, I go under a fucking FBI interrogation. But you know, it is what it is. That's not really what I'm talking about today. Anyway, I was getting carts from the lot, and they finally let Zach, my boy Zach, come out and help me. And by then, the main side was pretty much full of carts, and the other side didn't have a lot of carts, so I was just like, okay, you get the carts out here and put them on that side, so we don't have to worry about that side. I'll finish up this side, and then when I do, I'll help you with that side, the pharmacy side, that is, and we can just be finished. So we were almost finished when one of our floor managers comes out and says, hey, the rest of the carts that are out here, bring them to the side of the store instead of in the store, because somebody's gonna power wash them with the hose tomorrow. I thought, why? The carts aren't covered in dirt or mud or anything like that. There's really no reason to wash them. If you're worried about them being sanitary, who really cares? I mean, you're not gonna eat off of the cart or anything like that. All you really want to be sanitary is the handlebar, the only part you'll really be touching. And as far as the handlebar goes, we have sanitation wipes inside of the store that people just use to wipe off the handlebar of their cart, and because they're fucking retards, they also throw them into the cart and leave them there so the cart gets all disgusting and full of trash because they're incredible hypocrites. They're incredibly prissy about the cart being clean when they wipe off the handlebar, but they're not adult enough to throw away their own trash, so they just throw the wipe into the cart, and then the cart gets full of used wipes, and it's fucking annoying because I have to be the one to throw people's trash away because they're past the age of 18, but they're not adults, let's just say that. Anyway, so I don't know why we have to really get the carts washed, but we do, so whatever. I take the carts, start putting them on the side of the store, and then it comes out and says, oh, actually, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to wash a lot of the carts. And at this point, the foyer on the pharmacy side was almost full, and the foyer on the, well, at least as far as big carts go. With small carts, we were still putting them in there, but it was mostly full. And then the foyer on the main foyer on the other side, the main entrance, was pretty much completely full. He said, I'm going to need you to take the entire foyer on the pharmacy side, empty it, and put it to the side of the store. And then on the other side, I'm going to need you to empty out half of the main entrance side and take all those carts and put them on the side of the store. So basically, you know, all that work that you did mostly by yourself over the past 3 hours, I want you to undo all of it for no good reason. That was me. I was seriously pissed off. So basically what they wanted us to do was we had to stop doing our job to undo our job that we had already done. Where else have you ever heard of somebody having to do that? They have to stop doing their job to undo their job. And so by the end, because the foyers are kind of big, especially the main entrance side. And then he kept fucking going back on it like, oh yeah, I want you to empty out half the foyer on the main side. Okay, now I want you to half that even more. So so it was already 4 really long rows, and each row was around, I'd estimate 40 to 50 carts. So instead of it being around 100 carts on one side that was not meant to store carts, by the way, there's a bunch of shit getting in the way. We had to move around tables and work around columns and red box machines and shit. It really was not helpful. And a bunch of small carts too. And then we had to half it again, so it was about 150 carts put in a place where carts were not meant to go. It was incredibly cluttered, and we just barely did it. And I basically had to ask him to give us the credit that we earned. I basically, as we were leaving, said, "Hey Joseph, we did a really great job, didn't we?" And he said, "Oh yeah, you guys did a great job." Like, I shouldn't have to ask for that shit. I understand a lot of these managers don't think positive reinforcement is a good thing, because they're not very good managers, let's just say that. But it's very important. Alright, I get paid garbage. They say competitive salary, that's a fucking lie. I said this in my last rant video. They're competitive for the lowest, maybe. We get paid shit. The least they could do for us is when we go above and beyond. And we still wound up clearing lot, by the way. Like, we didn't have lot 100% cleared when we started doing all this stuff, which took us about an hour. An hour where we had to stop doing our job and undo all the hard work that we just did over the past few hours. And we still managed to clear lot. And I basically had to ask for some positive reinforcement, some credit for the work that we did. We basically did it perfect. The corrals had pretty much no carts in them. The side of the store was full of carts. I mean, you almost couldn't even walk around, it was so full of carts. And the foyer on the pharmacy side had 0 carts, and the foyer on the right side was halved after already being halved. And he was the only one who gave us any positive reinforcement, and I had to ask. Oh, and by the way, I didn't get to take my break because we were so busy, so that was nice. You know, a shift where I had to clear lot and undo all of my work, and I didn't get to take my break. That's really fucking nice. I really enjoyed that a lot. But anyway, I was able to get a Coke float from Arby's afterwards, because they said it was the only thing that was going to be able to cool me down after all this bullshit. And that bitch was delicious. So that was pretty much the only good part of my day. Well, aside from before when I went to work, when me and Zach went to the mall and played some stuff at the arcade, the usual stuff that you've seen me and him do in a lot of our videos. But yeah, that was my awful shit day at work. I'm still trying to find a job somewhere else. I couldn't find a job somewhere else sooner, and it's really, really frustrating because the people at Target, honestly, we work harder than they do because, one, their parking lot isn't as big as ours, because we have to have the biggest fucking store in the area to compete with Publix, because we think size matters more than quality. Yeah, our store is really fucking big, but it's garbage. Everything, like every piece of technology in it, is constantly malfunctioning in some way. The chip readers, for instance, you'll put your card in, chip malfunction. Put it in again, chip malfunction. Put it in again. Oh, now it works. So, there's that. My friend got food poisoning from the deli chicken. Honestly, 99% of their food is not very good. The Chinese section of the deli barely makes any food anymore. They used to make it quite frequently. Now they barely do it anymore. Now they just... Well, actually, I think it's Japanese, because they also make sushi and ramen, which is a little overpriced, honestly. Almost nothing, though, in the deli section is any good. Really, the only decent stuff that you can hope for is sometimes the green beans and the potato wedges. Because how can you fuck up potato wedges? But the chicken is nothing special at all. The peas are just... They're peas, whatever. The corn is disgusting. The mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese taste like they were microwaved. It's just a bigger store, but it's not a store of any quality, really. Nothing with a Kroger brand attached to it in that whole store that I've had is even remotely decent. So that's my rant on that. But oh yeah, I almost didn't finish my point though. Yeah, we have to have the biggest store in the area to compete with Publix, so we have pretty much the biggest parking lot. And because apparently we're living in the year 1492, we have cart straps instead of the cart mules that basically every other retail store with carts has, because they're not cheap as fuck. And it's way more difficult to get carts that way. It requires way more energy to be put into it, and you can't get as many carts in one go. So honestly, we work harder than the people at Target, and they have a much better store to work in, really. But they get paid twice as much as us. Last time I checked, some of the people in front end at Target are getting paid $15 an hour. You know how much I make? $7.35. You know how long I've been working there? 3 motherfucking years. So that's my fairly angry rant on Kroger. A little bit more angry than last time's, but I've had it. I've really, really fucking had it with this place. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is Kid Fox. Have a good day.